Welcome back to the CSP Elite Baseball Development Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Cressey, and this is our 55th installment of Pinch Hit Friday. Today I'm going to talk about youth athletes, particularly with respect to growth spurts and how that impacts movement quality. Obviously, I've seen this for a long time in the context of our work at Cressey Sports Performance, but now I'm also a dad, and our twin daughters actually turned 11 in the month of November. And so we have a twin that is about 4 inches taller than her sister. So they're very different in the context of kind of their physical development. And we're running into a weekend of 3 fall softball games. We've got a soccer game this morning. We've got dance practice, and our girls have got gymnastics. So crazy weekend ahead. And just got me thinking a little bit about how we manage these conversations with parents and how I think about them with my own kids around this growth spurt. So when kids hit their adolescent growth spurt, it's not uncommon to see some seriously uncoordinated athletes, whether it's on the field, the ice, the court, whatever it may be. But beyond just the range of motion limitations that you may have emerge as bone growth has basically outpaced that of the muscles and tendons, we also have to appreciate that, probably more importantly, the center of mass has moved further up away from the base of support. This creates a much more unstable environment. The way I always relate this to kids is, imagine a sumo wrestler, right? If he doesn't want to get knocked over, he's going to squat down. He's going to bring his center of mass lower down to his base of support versus standing upright. He's going to get knocked over really easy. So what a lot of people don't realize is that this can actually be an amazing opportunity to train power. So all these bones have stretched out, but like I said, muscles and tendons haven't been able to keep up. So you've actually got a perfectly built system for training elasticity, even if there isn't necessarily a whole lot of control over those systems. So a lot of these athletes who in a matter of 2 months lose the ability to touch their toes, they often start jumping high and running fast. So this dramatic shift in the 12 to 18-year-old range also explains why kids who may be dominated in the youth ranks don't pan out as they age, right? Being a Little League All-Star doesn't really predict being a Major League All-Star very well at all. And injury rates are usually higher in the kids who were the stars at ages 9 to 12, frankly, because they were heavily overused by coaches who are more interested in winning trophies than developing athletes, right? They took the kids who were more physically advanced, they pitched them more, they always hit them first in the lineup. They didn't necessarily look at those late bloomers that may have been hitting ninth and, picking flowers in right field. So the good news is that we have the ability to attenuate the drop-off in athleticism that takes place with this adolescent growth spurt. In other words, they're still going to go through some coordination struggles, but we can do some things to offset that. And I think number one above all is incorporating effective training principles and consistent efforts to really teach good movement through what we would call guided discovery, right? Always, playing multiple sports, engaging in a wide variety of activities that really give them that rich proprioceptive environment is really, really important. But we can also integrate mobility drills and coach athletes on proper movement quality. So, whereas, when you're talking about an 8 or a 9-year-old athlete where they're still like learning to rein in their attention, and you might do a warm up that's, red light, green light, or, a quick game of tag or something like that. Once we get kids that are, 11, 12, 13, you can start to do a lot more with just like a high quality warm up where they actually have to be exposed to a wide variety of activities as opposed to just a game that gets their temperature up a little bit and gets them a little bit more engaged. So finally, and perhaps most importantly, you can't overlook the role of strength training. If you take that kid who is 5'11", 130 pounds, who has just shot up really, really quickly, and you put 10 to 15 pounds of muscle mass on that young athlete's lower body, that center of mass is automatically going to be much closer to the base of support, right? That creates a much more stable environment. And of course, the strength that emerges from that training is also going to go a long way in improving movement quality. This is why I think ages 11 to 12 are some of the best times to get kids involved in entry-level strength programs. Obviously, I had a lengthier podcast about that a while back. Even if it's just 1 to 2 times a week, you want them just to be curious, but they will actually, derive a lot of benefit from it just in terms of the coordination and the ability to put their bodies in the right position. So introduce them to the gym, have some fun, and learn the foundations of long-term athletic development. Effectively, you're filling in some of the cracks that may have opened with the reduction in school physical education programs And just importantly, you're fostering lifelong, exercise habits that will really sustain them, as they go forward, both in their athletic career and well after that ends. So big picture, growth spurts are part of the game. It's a good thing. Don't look at it as a negative outcome. We want our kids to grow normally. We want them to be able to manipulate their bodies in space and also train. So look at it as an opportunity to train elasticity, sprint, jump, change direction, get involved in some strength training, and good things will happen. Have a great weekend. This episode is brought to you by First Form, an awesome supplement company with a comprehensive product offering that I enjoy using myself and with our athletes. Beyond the broad product line they offer, I also love First Form's commitment to ensuring that their products are the highest quality. They meet NSF certified for sport standards for both consistency and purity. Their Formula One protein powder is the best tasting option I've had in over 20 years in the fitness industry, and they've got several great flavors to choose from. I also lean on their creatine monohydrate to support hard training, their collagen for joint health, their magnesium to help with sleep quality, and their fish oil for a variety of health benefits. Our daughters and I also share a love for their high-protein meat sticks, which have become a big hit in the Cressey household for school lunches and on-the-go protein options as we head to gymnastics and softball practices. Of course, First Form products also have been really popular with our athletes at Cressey Sports Performance, and they're used by some of the top performing athletes and most recognizable sports franchises in the world. Above all, the people at First Form are top notch, and that's a rarity in an often unethical business. First Form is dedicated to empowering people on their fitness journeys, and that dedication is matched by only their unwavering commitment to exceptional quality and unparalleled customer service. Check them out for yourself at www.firstform.com/Cressey. That's 1stphom.com/CRESSEY and get free shipping on your order of $75 or more. Additionally, they're offering amazing 10% more than your money back guarantee if you're not fully satisfied with your purchase. Again, that's firstform.com/Cressey to get free shipping on your order of $75 or more.